We're going live. Going live. Okay, we're live. Hey everybody, how y'all doing tonight? This is Griever. We're just here, aren't we? We're all just here. Everybody heard the news about Berserk's mangaka dying, and that's... I already made a video about that, but that is, like, wow. Are you guys not wowed? Like, I'm wowed. I'm incredibly wowed right now by the craziness that brings us, because it sets up for so many things beyond just like Berserk the manga. It sets up so many things beyond just the mangaka himself. And I think that his death is sort of a symbol for that, because we all know that mangaka have so, like, their stress level, their work schedule is just, like, beyond what I could do. And they're expected to meet that. And look at this. 54 years old, dead. What a waste. What a waste. So this stream is basically just dedicated to him. I've only read half a chapter of Berserk, but I don't give a shit. I'm dedicating the entire stream. I'm dedicating the entire year to this man. Because this man was a masterful mangaka. He was a man of the arts. He was just... Like, I'm upset for the people that are upset. Like, they have made me upset. And I don't want to rehash what I said in that 15-minute video, but it just... Either way, what this stream is going to be, for the most part, is probably going to end in the next 40 minutes. But if it does not, I'm in the VC, hence the headphones. I'm in my own Discord's VC right now. Anybody is welcome to join. And we'll just talk. We'll just chat. It doesn't need to be about Kentaro. It doesn't need to be about Berserk. It can be about whatever anybody feels like doing. And that'll be that. So... either way, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I think this is just going to be me sort of rambling for the most part, and then signing off. But, I mean, if anybody wants to just chat or whatever, for me personally, I just feel like this is a terrible way to start a long weekend. And yeah, that's selfish, but at the same time, it's just sort of like I was struggling all day before I knew of this news. I had to go to work for my, not my final day, but the last day of this week with the long weekend and such here in Canada. And I have Friday off, so it's a 4-day weekend, and I'm just thinking, alright, well, it's Thursday, and I'm thinking, well, what am I going to do for videos? What am I going to do for content? What am I going to do for chores? Like, I don't want to just sit on my ass and drink beer all day, though I could, but I want to get something done more than regular chores. I want to get something done in the yard. I want to get something, So I'm sitting here, and I'm thinking about it, and then I end up choosing something in the yard. And then I find out about this shit, and I'm just like wow, all this was going. It was surreal to find out that this whole Reddit and YouTube and Twitter were on fire, and I wasn't aware, sort of idea. It's so weird how easily one can be disconnected from the internet for 6 hours and then be totally involved and emotionally invested within it the next 6 hours, because that's the way I felt, and it was just crazy to me. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this because I didn't read the manga, so I don't know. I don't know him or his work as well as so many of you, so I feel like it's disingenuous for me to talk about it truly. Miss Content is in here, and he also says, uh, Mira passing away reminded me of a fear I have of mangaka I follow dying before they can finish their series. And I'm sure that Kentaro Miura had regrets dying and not finishing a series. I said this in the video that I just posted. Any single artist or creator would feel that way. Because I know I would. If you leave a story or a painting or an art or anything unfinished, you are... I would argue that almost every single one of them would have a regret on that. And that is very sad. It's very sad. I hope... It's times like these. It's just like with my uncle dying last year, and with everybody else who's died that I've actually cared about before. Times like these, they like to say that the soldier who doesn't believe in God will pray to God when that bullet's coming for him. In my mind, maybe that's true, maybe that's not. But for me, I don't pray that there's a higher up, there's a beyond, there's an above, there's a heaven or anything like that for myself. I hope for it for the people that I love, for the people that I care about. Because I think that certain people deserve heaven. Heaven in the minds of humans. Heaven the way we have constructed it, the way we believe it to be. I believe some people deserve that happiness. That's a better word for it. Not heaven, but they deserve happiness after death. They deserve it. They've earned it. And I think certain people in life have earned that right. And it should never... I don't care what God or cosmos or universal plans involved, but certain people deserve that happiness. That's just the way that I see it. And you don't need to believe in anything to believe that certain people deserve it anyways. At least I think so. Now you can call me a hypocrite. Sure, I'm a hypocrite. But I hope to God the people that I love and certain people that I've not necessarily known, I hope that they were right and I was wrong. That's the difference between an atheist and I don't even know what to call myself, but that's the difference. Is that I hope I'm wrong. Like, I don't need to believe to hope that I'm wrong. You know what I mean? So it's a weird twist. Miss says once again, although it may never get a true ending, apparently the ending Berserk has assuming no one... Wait. Although it may never get a true ending, comma. Apparently the ending Berserk has... there was a missing comma there. Apparently the ending Berserk currently has, assuming no one continues it, is actually quite fitting with the message Miura was trying to convey with this story. Okay, fair enough. I'm not aware of that. I don't know that. Because I haven't read the series. Misk has also not read the series, so we are taking that as conjecture right now. But I won't... There's no way to disagree with it until both he and I read the series, right? That's the only way to do it. So, Yeah. That's the only way to do it. That's the only way to do it. Actually, my wife just texted me, as you guys saw me checking my phone. My wife just texted me because I told her that right now I'm pretty upset. And she said, well, as a good wife or good partner or whatever you want to call him, good lover, she said, well, why? And I said, well, this mangaka died and blah blah blah. And she knows me long enough to know what the term mangaka means. And I just told her, I said, this mangaka died. He was a big inspiration. It's very very sad. And she said, well, was it one of your favorite series or whatever? And I said, honestly, I never read the series. And then she asked me, she said, well, why does it matter? And to you, my wife is not unfeeling, guys. But she asked, why does it matter to you? And I had to stop and think about that because it honestly does not matter to me. But, like I said in my little montage video today, all of the videos I saw all day, and all the forums and all the Reddit and stuff, how do you not feel something? I don't understand. I haven't read Berserk. I don't know, but I'm part of the manga community just as much as anybody else. I don't need to read Naruto to understand what Naruto means to the rest of the community. I don't need to read Bleach or One Piece or Hunter x Hunter or any Berserk or One Punch Man or any of these Attack on Titan or any of these major series to understand what they mean to the community. And if things like this happen and all you see all day is people mourning his loss, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with being basically third-party emotion towards that. I have watched all of you all day going, rip, condolences, so sad, etc., forever, all these tweets, all these things. And I've watched YouTube video after YouTube video after YouTube video of some of my favorite YouTubers just go on little spiels about what he meant to them. And it's just something that you have to appreciate, respect. I don't know. I just think it's I think it's an honorable thing what everybody's doing right now. Now, I have seen some comments that maybe want to literally rip the internet out from its jugular, but a velociraptor style, clever girl. But that being said, on the flip side, there is so much positivity. There's so much energy that you take the good with the bad a little bit, I guess. One is in here and says, I have. He also said, apparently, Miura had been training his assistant to be able to perfectly draw like him. So the question that has been asked is, did he reveal the ending and the details of it, so to speak? Typo there with one's speech, I think. One said, I would really love to see you do a reaction to the series like you did with JJK. And one also said he was a massive inspiration to a lot of works and mangas. I think even Bleach a little. I'm not sure if Tite Kubo was inspired by Berserk, but I won't deny that. I don't know. And of course, a massive inspiration to Dark Souls franchise. Oh, he was a massive inspiration to the Dark Souls franchise. Of course he was. You could just tell that from a mile away. one saying that I should do Berserk read-throughs like I did JJK. I was intending to do Tokyo Ghoul, and don't get me wrong, guys. I love the idea of the hype, like that Berserk would give me. You know, like more so that right now the author's dead, so it builds hype. Like, let's not deny Hollywood here a minute, right? The paparazzi are the paparazzi, so YouTube is no different. So if I jump on this bandwagon, I don't know. I don't know if I want to jump on that. It seems like a good idea, but at the same time, it seems like I'm jumping on it because the author died. And it's jumping on a bandwagon. And I was a sports fan long before I knew what fucking manga and anime was, guys. So I know a long history about what being a bandwagon fan is all about. And I never was one, and I don't want to be that guy. So if I started Berserk now, it would feel like a bandwagon ideal. Because I had no intention of doing Berserk in that way before today. It sounds like a good idea in theory, and don't get me wrong, I would love to do it. Now I'm more motivated than ever to read Berserk on a personal level, but I feel like it would come off as using his death for hype. Sort of rubbing me the wrong way. I don't know. Like, listen, guys, I'm a low-time YouTuber. Any hype I can gain, I'm supposed to take, right? But feels kind of dirty. One says, not saying you have to get into it now, you can wait. Yeah, like, I understand that the view count would be off the charts compared to doing any other series right now. Whether I did Tokyo Ghoul, Hunter x Hunter, whatever, I understand that doing a Berserk read-through right now, given the circumstances, would be through the roof. I'm just not sure I'm comfortable doing it that way. Miss Content says, the thing is, Berserk gets really messed up at certain points. I don't know if that makes for a good stream series. I understand that it gets messed up, but I think that makes for a great stream series, honestly. I just never found a good link to Berserk, to be honest with you. I was thinking about doing, honestly, my toss-ups were Berserk and Hunter x Hunter until you introduced Tokyo Ghoul Misk. So, Berserk was on that block. Nobody will believe that, but it was. So yeah, I don't know. And Chainsaw Man was up there. I read like the first 12 chapters, but I felt like everybody loves it, so I'll do it proper, you know. But yeah, those were the three that I was considering, and then you brought in Tokyo Ghoul, and you really loved it, and I thought, okay, well, this will be a little more fun, right? This Gus said, Tokyo Ghoul is dark, but I don't think it gets as messed up as some Berserk stuff, so mood wouldn't get as dark during a live stream. I mean, I make live streams dark. I mean, this whole live stream has been just one dark, sullen piece of shit stream, but nonetheless, I make streams dark very, very easily, even with the Jujutsu Kaisen, so it's not difficult. One says, that's actually the best part of Berserk, to see the reaction to those moments. And Miss said, fair point. So yeah, Berserk is a honestly a great idea for Friday streams. Friday night streams. I'm sort of missing them. I think you guys are too because Miss brought it up more than once, and I've had one in Dragon's Rage bring it up a couple of times. Like, what's your next series? Clearly, people are interested because regardless of the likes, the dislikes, the controversy in the comments or the live chat while doing it, clearly people enjoyed when I was reading through Jujutsu Kaisen. Clearly those read-throughs were a good idea. People like them. So I guess I should try to pick another series to do. I just don't want to step on anybody's toes. I don't want to be seen as a Grim Reaper. I don't want to be seen as a grave robber. You know? Jumping onto the hype because he died seems out of place. I'd love to read it now, but once again, I'm now morbidly intrigued because he died. And now everybody's very upset. I'm now more motivated than ever to read the series, but reading it on stream seems disrespectful. I don't know. I don't know what it seems. It doesn't seem on the up and up to me. I don't know why I feel that way. I just do. One says, yeah. He also said, also, a lot of players of Final Fantasy getting black clothes and getting IG swords and standing online and getting big swords and standing online for Mira. I mean, yeah, probably. My favorite character is Squall, who had a gunblade, so there's that. But still, I sentiment's there. Sentiment is there. For right now, let's check a few Discord things. There's nothing going on in my particular Discord. Let's check out. Let's do a Mist did last stream. Let's check out food and cooking. In food and cooking in Mist Content's Discord, we see that Holly said, I eat my food naked now. Whoa. Can I even say this on stream? I eat my food. Okay, I read that completely different than it was intended. I eat my food naked now. As in, okay, the food is naked, not the... Gotcha. Because I'm sick of getting shit on my clothes. No matter what I do, I fucking breathe and oh no, there's ketchup on my brand new shirt. Fair enough. Yeah. And Rat Sensei being banned said almost got caught slipping. And I understand why you nearly slipped, because I just goddamn slipped. I slipped here on stream. That was so sad. Ban, of course, once again, too close up. Like, dude, either get wide lens or some shit, because every time, like, I love Band, guys. Band is great. He's a great artist and he's a cool dude. But Jesus Christ, you can't take pictures worth shit. Every single picture is a blurry mess. And this is no different. Like, yeah, I believe you that that's ice cream. But for all I know, that's a white marshmallow man taking over the chocolate fountain. I got no idea. And yeah. So that's the end of food and cooking. Very interesting. Going back to our chat, we have one saying, posted the link for the FF stuff on Discord. Perfect, so everybody can see it. Wonderful news. It's there in the general chat for everybody who wants to see it. The Final Fantasy 14... Yeah, that's 14. 14 Berserk, Dark Knight, Vigil, Rip, Kentaro, Mira. Amazing. You know what? I'll just watch it. I'll mute it just because I don't want anybody to. Okay, so we're having a online group thing. This reminds me of the gorilla that died and then the lion, and they got like literal statues in World of Warcraft permanently. Look at the hallway of people here. Like this is crazy. I think I need to share this with you guys just to show you guys that in Final Fantasy 14 they're literally doing this. Like this is crazy. I don't know how I can share this with you guys. I'll try to figure it out. How am I gonna do that? How am I gonna do that? Okay, if I go like this, then I go like this, then I go pause. Okay, I think I got this. I think I got this. So, if I go like this, and okay, this didn't work out like I planned. There we go, there we go. So when I show you guys, oh wait, you piece of shit. So now you guys should see that. And now we are going to, I don't think any of my personal information's on there. If it is, that would suck. I don't think it is. Either way, it would suck. But this is really cool, so we should watch this. Okay, I'm not gonna play the music, but this is an entire vigil, like a hallway marker here of just people. Like some people, like a lot of people are running through, but look at the number of people. Like they don't need to be here. None of these people need to do this, but they're standing here. And look at the number of people. Like, it's like you're seeing it. And this is a game like Final Fantasy 14. Like they've made Final Fantasy 16 already, haven't they? Like I played 15, so I know. But like, you just keep walking around the town square, and there's all these people just sitting there online, just in this pose, just paying respects in a game that has nothing to do with manga. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, yes, it's Japanese and it's a video game, but we're talking video games, we're talking, like, this is incredible. Anyways, it keeps going, but I'm moved. I'm definitely moved by that. Yeah, so let's get rid of that. But either way, yeah, craziness, guys, craziness. I hope that worked out. I couldn't actually watch the video while watching the video full screen, so. One said, posted the link for the... Yeah. Ken is in here and says, sup, Grieve? Sup, man? One said, it's really incredible how many people are mourning his passing and how many people have been touched by his story and the message that it contains. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I did not realize this. Like, I haven't read Berserk, but apparently it has told a story that has completely... It's nuts. Like, there's no way to describe it. It feels like we're talking to, like, I don't know, C.S. Lewis or J.R.R. Tolkien or some shit. We're talking about the passing of a titan here. And I understand, but I didn't realize how big a titan, you know? Like, to me, a titan would be Akira Toriyama or Oda, right? Those are titans in my mind. I never even considered how impactful Kentaro was to manga in general. Not just Berserk, guys. Like, I had to read up on him and stuff, but he's impactful to so many, like, he touched so many people and a lot of people got into adult manga with this guy. Like, not hentai and all that shit, but like, which, I mean, you like what you like, but like, Berserk was a lot of people's introduction from away from Sailor Moon, Pokemon, and Dragon Ball Z. Berserk was people's away from that. Especially 90s kids before Death Note and Bleach and shit like that. We had Berserk and Escaflowne and that kind of shit. Some rather darker stuff. So, yeah. Very, very sad. One said, yeah, it worked. Fantastic. One also said, man had been drawing since he was 10. We also were waiting to see how the mangaka of Hajino Ippo is doing. Yeah, I heard that, I saw and heard that he has been crying and refuses to come out of his room. And some people are going to call him a baby or whatever, but some people need a day. Man, some people need a goddamn day. Some people need a day. Some people need a break. Some people need the day. Some people need to, like, some people, like, I'm going to tell you guys a small story. I'm not going to name names, but I had let's call this person, let's say a friend. You know, to protect identities. You guys will never figure this out. And this friend was an alcoholic. And he managed to quit for 4, 5, 6 years, something like that. Not a drop. And then both his parents died in a car accident. And he came to my house. He looked me straight in the eye, stone sober, and said, I need a day. And was I wrong to give in to that? Maybe. But I'm telling you right now, that man's been sober for another 3 years. Since that day. Over 3 years to this day, actually. And we're in 2021. So over 3 years. 3 years. He made one day I don't judge, even though he was an alcoholic. He needed a day. And instead of going to a bar, instead of going to something like that, he came to me because he knew that I knew when to stop him. He didn't want judgment. He didn't want a pep talk. He didn't want to go to an AA meeting. What he wanted was a friend and a bottle of booze to share. That's what he needed. That's what he wanted. So I gave it to him. And I think to this day, I still think I made the right choice because that man has been sober ever since that night. He was sober 4 or 5 years before that, one night, and he's been sober ever since. Now, you could argue that maybe the man went off with another friend and has had a drunken night every other weekend. But, I don't buy it because he's a total wreck when he's drunk. Like, he can't hold down a job, but he's held the same job for the last 8 years. So, I just don't buy it. Like, if he got into the bottle every weekend, he wouldn't be able to function at work. So, One says, he told the story of how they met. Miria was 18 and he was 19. Miria was his first assistant that volunteered to help him, and when the mangaka saw the art of Miria, he was so surprised and stunned. I mean, 54 is too young. 54 is way too young. In this day and age, back in the day, fuck it, but in this day and age, it's too young to die. 54 is way too young for anybody, in my opinion, to die. Like, as I said in the video preceding the stream, guys, my father's 60 this year. That's 6 years older than this man's death. Like, my dad's not going to keel over tomorrow. At least I fucking hope not. So, like, that's just crazy. And also, Tenryo is in the Discord chat. Hi, Tenryo. How you doing, man? Not doing so well, man. It's a crazy day of emotion. Like, it's just nuts. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even, like, I've not even read Berserk, but after, like, having this day of constantly watching all the videos and reading all the Reddit forums and stuff, I'm getting emotional. Like, it's like third-party emotion here, so, and you told me before that you read Berserk, so, actually, this is a great opportunity. How are you feeling about all this? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, strong words, and I agree with about 90% of them. Like, it's just, it's, it's incredibly sad to see this man go at such a young age. Like, realistically, like, 54 is not that old. It's not young, but it's not old. So, the man passes away, and there are a lot of people that I'll go back to something that you said about people basically saying like, why are you sad, you didn't know the guy, and I brought that up in a video I posted today, um, where a disconnected love is still a form of love, and you can you can love somebody, not like in love with them necessarily, because that's a whole nother, that's a therapist level shit, but you can appreciate, admire, respect, and feel affection and love somebody without ever knowing them. People's, like, that is the definition of an idol. People idolize certain people. In fact, I find it very disingenuous of most people, considering that more than half of the known world believe in a religion about someone they've never met. And they love these people. Whether you're a Christian or a Hindu or anything else, you automatically love someone you've never met. And these same people will judge someone for when Kobe Bryant died, or when Paul Walker died, or Princess Diana, or Mother Teresa, or any of these great people that people actually felt bad about. And now we have one more on the doctor. And people, there's that 1% of people that are going to think it's wrong. Like, they're going to make fun of King of Lightning on his YouTube channel. He snapped out a little snippet of his Twitch stream, posted it on YouTube, and he's clearly very upset. He's crying in the video. And there's that one snide comment there, and I'm just like, seriously, you watched 10 minutes of a video to leave that? Like, what are you doing with your life? Yeah, yeah. Well, like when Tom Hanks dies, which he inevitably, I mean, 900 years from now, because he's Tom Hanks. But when Tom Hanks dies, nobody's going to say, "Oh, well, I just wish that he had made those other 900 movies he was gonna make anyways." They're going to mourn the man. The problem with artists and creators is that everybody mourns, or a lot of people misconstrue that people are mourning the content that could have been. And that is not what anybody that I've seen has said. Everybody has talked about it, but they've also said like, yeah, but that's a second seed. It's like, yeah, we don't know the direction of the series from here on out. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't even want to comment on that. Right now, it's all about his death. And that is what I have heard from every single YouTuber that I follow, that I respect, who has talked about it and made a video about it. So I don't see why anybody else is doing doing any hate videos. And one is even here saying like, I myself feel like I've been punched, and I can relate to that with certain people. Like for me, it was Kirby Morrow, the voice of Moroku from Inuyasha. He died the other year, and that was really hard for me. So I get this, like, even though I'm not a Berserk fan because I've never read the series, I get the idea of having that, you know, sort of love for someone. And one also says there has always been jokes about him not finishing Berserk, but this really hurts. Yeah, like at this point, the memes sort of need to stop. Um, just out of respect. Like, don't get me wrong. It'll pick up again 6 months, 9 months from now. And at that point, fans are just going to have to sort of swallow that card. Because, for example, right now, if like my channel is based on this, if Murata keels over tomorrow, which I wish him all the best of health, I'm not going to take back the fact that the man wasted half of my goddamn year last year. I'm not going to take that back. But at the same time, I don't want the man to keel over and die to write a One Punch Man chapter. So, you know, like, there is a level of respect that you need to, like, the memes are always going to be there, but for right now, why don't we take Berserk out of the Hunter x Hunter and One Punch Man and Berserk, like the trio? Why don't we make it a double for right now? And then we'll talk later on. And a lot of people, as you said, a lot of people are talking about Togashi, and it's sort of like, well, maybe we should, like, in light of this, maybe we should not be doing that all together. You know, the community is always going to be toxic. It's always going to have the wait list and the problems and stuff, but at the end of the day, maybe we should try to ease up on these guys, because clearly a dude dying at 54 years old from a literal stress disease, an interpretation of stress disease, it's like, I mean, we don't know what his personal life was. Maybe that was all it was. Maybe his work life had nothing to do with it, but I highly doubt that. So, you know. Dragon's Rage also says, just came here to say, rest in peace to the legend. So there we go. Dragon's Rage saying his piece. A lot of people saying their piece. I mean, that's all we can hope for, I think. I don't think anybody is going to, like, I've seen some bad shit. But for the most part, I've seen a lot of sorrow. And I'm going to say this in a weird way, but positivity. And I mean positivity in the sense that I have seen a lot of sadness, a lot of sorrow, but that's good. Once again, guys, like the Pixar movie showed it best, like in Inside Out. Like, sadness is not a bad thing. You need to, when shit sucks, when shit's sad, cry. That's the natural human response. Don't fight it. Don't feel anger or joy over something that's sad. People are going to look at you like you're the goddamn Joker. You're crazy. It's like, goddamn, a puppy just got killed and you're laughing your ass off. Like, no, that's not the appropriate human response. Cry like a normal person. It's okay to cry. You need to be able to get it out. So, like, when I say positivity in the community, I'm seeing 90% sorrow. And that's the appropriate response. That's all we can hope for, because nobody should feel happy. Nobody should feel angry. Nobody should feel jealous or angry or nonchalant. Everybody should be upset and sad and sorrowful. And that's what we're getting in the community. And ironically, that's a positive thing. Because anything less, I think, would be disrespectful to the mangaka. That's all I got. Tenryo, you got anything? Any insights into any of that? Mm-hmm.
Very time consuming, and I don't really want this any of this to happen to the current authors that are working right now, honestly. So honestly, this is why I'm gonna repeat this once again. Togashi, just rest all you can. I really don't mind Hunter x Hunter not returning. It's fine. At the end of the day, what matters more is the health of the author. The work itself is still secondary. We might not want to admit it as fans of the products, but we have to accept it. Life is unpredictable. You don't get to choose how you die most of the time. That's why we need to accept what's happened right now with Miura. He couldn't finish it. It was beyond his control, honestly. So I'm not even mad. Not I'm not bothered by it, honestly. I've gotten over it.
I will have to read Berserk before I can make a judgment call. But if it was my work, I would want nobody to touch it. I'd want it to end where it was. Regardless, I don't know what cliffhanger the series might be on right now. But if it was my work, I wouldn't want anybody else to touch my story. And yes, is it sad that Kentaro is dead? Absolutely, but I don't think he'd want anybody to continue that story. That's his story. So we're gonna have to wait and see what the
Yeah.
intention is going forward for Berserk the series, because I think we're going to be waiting a long time. I don't think anybody's
Yeah.
going to have the balls to basically say, "Hey, I'm going to do it," because they're just going to get backlash. So,
Especially when most anime fans don't really like it when they continue a product without the original creator. Look at Dragon Ball. How many people bash a Dragon Ball product just because Toriyama's name is not on it? When his name is attached to it, it's like, oh yeah, instant gold. So
yeah,
the same thing could happen with Berserk. Honestly, if they continue it without him, it's just gonna get a lot of backlash. Honestly, it's gonna get a lot of vitriol. It's going to be a very controversial decision, especially when not a lot of authors can really replicate Kimura's godly artwork. So
that's right.
it,
Absolutely.
it's a really hard topic. It's a really difficult topic to tackle.
It is. It absolutely is. One says, I myself am going to do a reread of Berserk. I'm going to have to do my first read of Berserk eventually. One also said he was training his assistant to be able to copy his art style, but once again, did he map out the story? Like, I would be okay. I would be okay if Kentaro basically told his, like, let's say, his two most trusted assistants, if this was the final arc or the final part of the story or whatever, and he told them the details. He had storyboards ready. He told them the ending of the series that he wanted, right? Then, if they draw that to his vision, that's different. But if that does not exist, then what are we doing? You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm not 100% on that. One else said the question is if he told him the ending and the details. Exactly, that's what I'm talking about. One said there have been some manga that have continued after the author is dead. That's true. Dragon's Rage said, I feel like they're going to either continue it or end it. I, personally, if it was my story and I was the mangaka, if I was Kentaro, I would choose to end it. I would want the story ended. Regardless how unfinished it might seem, it's the right thing to do by the mangaka, as far as I'm concerned. One also says, I read some of the assistant's work in art, and I found it was some of the assistant after I was done. I literally thought Miria was doing a different series. Well, his or her art might be incredible, but if they don't know Kentaro Miura's story, then the art matters shit, which is something that I've tried to explain to One Punch Man fans forever. Dragon's Rage says, pretty sure he had the story mapped out, so even if it does continue, they would stay true to his vision. That's what I'm hoping. If he had the story and the details and the ending listed out, storyboards, whatever, then drawing it out is fine, I think. But going against his vision in any way, or if they don't know his vision and continuing, is wrong and unethical and disrespectful. That's the way I see it. One said, only manga that continue after the death of the authors come from very popular stories. Wait a minute, what? Only manga that continue after the death of the authors come from very popular stories? What popular stories are those? One said, yeah, Miura was very critical with the details and how he wanted it to go, so I would not be surprised if he knew the ending and what it led to be. And I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm just saying that if they don't do that, then we got a problem. If we have somebody continuing it without his notes, then that's a problem. I say end it, but you don't need to end it if you have his notes to follow to the letter. That's all I'm saying. What do you think, Tenryo? Should they continue the series if they have all his details?
Well, if Miura actually laid out the whole scheme of his work so that they could continue it, then if he intended it to be that way in case anything happened to him, then I guess they could do it. But if he didn't do it, then I honestly think they should just leave it alone. I know it's hard to accept that only one out of the Holy Saint Trinity, in other words, is gonna continue and possibly end his Vinland Saga, because the other ones are like Berserk and Vagabond. Those other two are apparently never really going to properly finish. But Vinland Saga is apparently the only one that can actually reach it. And this really makes me very concerned about how authors should do their stories from now on. I don't think any other mangaka should do long running stories anymore, because they never know what could happen, especially when the work ethic you need for the position, monthly or weekly, is pretty stressful, honestly. So, yeah, and sometimes it's very difficult to live up to the vision of the original author. So, like I said, it's a difficult topic.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, it's very difficult to decide. Like, as I said, in my opinion, if he did and I agree with you, if he mapped it out and he has assistants that can copy his art style, then fine dandy. But if they don't have those details, if they don't have those storyboards, then leave it alone. Let it die. Now, no editor company will ever let it die because they're money grubbing assholes. So we're gonna have to wait and see what they're gonna do. But I think this is gonna be a bit of a waiting game. Ugh. Long day. Where are we in the chat?
Yeah, after Dragon's Raid, one above all said a comment about the second to last comment. That's where you left off.
Oh, thank you, Tenryo. One said, yeah, but it'll be a long time for them to continue the story out of respect for Mira Sensei. I mean, exactly. So even if the assistants can copy his art style and they have like a blueprint for how to continue and end the story from him themselves, they won't do it right away. So we're going to be waiting a while, guys. But Berserk fans, you'd be used to that anyway. So, like, and who is expecting it? Like, who's, like, probably, for all we know, we will never see another chapter of Berserk. That's a possibility. That's a potential. So the fact of the matter is that we aren't going to get any answers this week or next week. It's not going to happen. So if people would just accept that and let people try to sort of figure out what they're going to do from here on out, maybe we'd have a shot. One also said, so even if they continue, it'll be a while for them to start dropping chapters. So, see, one is agreeing with exactly what I said. So there we go. Tenryo, sometimes I think you and one are the same goddamn person, because you come up with the exact same ideas.
Yeah, but we also disagree most of the time, but that's okay. It's always healthy to disagree from time to time with other people you respect. That way, you can have realistic expectations of the other person, and the relationship can be very normal, not too over idealized. So hey, thanks for the compliment.
There you go. That's right. So there, one, you got a compliment. Tenryo got a compliment. I got a compliment. Everybody's complimented. It's fantastic. But I just wanted to quickly say, because everybody that I've ever talked to, and I thank you very much, Tenryo, for jumping in here to the Discord chat. Every single person that I've ever talked to in here has been nothing but fire. I have never had to kick out a single person out of live stream, out of Discord, out of anything like that. And that has made me believe that though my community is small, it's solid. We have a great group of people. We have a great subscriber base. We have a great fan base, etc., whatever you want to call it. And it really makes me happy to know that everybody has that sort of mentality where, okay, your power scaling and my power scaling, they don't add up, but we can still talk afterwards. And it's like, thank fucking God, like, nobody's butt hurt over this, that, and the other thing because Naruto can't beat Ichigo and Luffy can't beat fucking Garp and fucking whatever, right? Like, nobody cares. At the end of the day, people make their arguments, things get heated, but then things cool down after the stream or after the voice chat. Like, nobody gets upset, and I really appreciate that so even though we are a small time community, we're a great community. So I just really, especially in spirit of Kentaro and his death. And I mean, he was a legend in the mangaka industry. And honestly, even though I haven't read his personal works, he is one of the people that brings us all together. All the discourse that I follow, all the Reddits, and all the YouTubers. We're all here because we love manga and anime, and it would not be possible without the mangakas, without the legends like Kentaro himself. So, like, I don't
Honestly,
mean.
Berserk is one of those manga that I absolutely should tell every fan of manga that they have to experience. If you could like choose a few to recommend to anyone who's really interested in the medium, absolutely go read Berserk. That's what I've always said ever since I started reading it.
That's great to hear, Tenryo, and I definitely appreciate it. And as I said before, it's always on my to read list, and I think I really do need to get to it. In the chat here, though, we have one saying, so if they give the green light, the manga might continue, but they might not start in months or a year out of respect, which, once again, I agree with. I think that's fair. One also said, so even if they continue it, it'll be a while for them to start dropping chapters. Absolutely. Dragon Trade says, fans are going to read it regardless. Absolutely. Why wouldn't they? One said, we have disagreed on something. I think that's pointed at you, Tenryo. I think.
Yeah, I mean, we've disagreed a few times, not too often, but yeah, there are times where I have something different to say, but in a respectful manner. We don't really throw shit at each other, so hey, that's what matters, right?
Exactly. And at the end of the day, once again, is that nobody in this lovely community, which, I've already said my piece about that, but I think, like, this stream is just a shit stream. It's not meant to do well. Might be deleted later, anyways, so it doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, I just love the fact that you guys are always here. Everybody from Miss Content's crew, from my crew, from Grimm's, from 90 Hemmings, from everybody's, from Keishan Prime, from everybody's crew, everybody's sort of a amalgamation of people that are in here. As small of a community as we are, there's not a single person in my Discord that I can't VC and talk to for an hour. And there's not a single person that I believe that can VC with another person and can't talk to for an hour. All of you can find common ground with each other. All of you can find something to discuss and have a discussion with and talk to, whether it's because you're shy and you don't talk on VC, you text it. That's the beauty of Discord. You have the option of the VC, you have the option of the sort of the camera or whatever, but you also have the option of just texting if you're shy. And it's okay to be shy. So it's fine. I love the aspect that Discord gives us that option, because every single one of you is amazing. And yeah. Don't want to get too sentimental here, guys. It's just this death really threw me. Like, because that's all the community is talking about right now. And at first, of course, it didn't affect me because I'm not a Berserk guy. So it was like, okay, well, that sucks. But, I mean, it sucks. Then I
Man, I
found...
picked up a lot of it.
What's that, Tenryu?
Oh no, I was gonna say that I checked up a lot of people's reactions on Twitter and YouTube and everything, like Zoro fanboy, even Rogers Base actually referenced Kento Miura, King of Lightning. I knew I had to go to his channel or whatever to find out what his reaction was.
Mm-hmm.
Masked Man, Real Life Ryan, he's another big Berserk fan. I just had to go there because Kentaro Miura is not just another mangaka. He's like a legend. He's created one of the most critically acclaimed works in the medium of manga. So people should not underestimate his work. I know it can be easy to forget Berserk's existence because of how often it is on hiatus, but it should never be forgotten like that. We should always remember that it's a huge work, honestly, especially during its peak. Like Berserk at its peak is one of the greatest stories ever told. So we should not underestimate its power just because it was a long time ago since those peak days, as I want to call it. But but man, when I reread the latest chapter that was released months ago, it's gonna hit really hard, knowing that man, this is the very last chapter of Berserk written and drawn by Kentaro Miura. It's gonna
and
be really difficult.
and that'll be, from what we understand, until otherwise confirmed, that's the end. So that is there's a lot to unpack right there. There's too much to unpack tonight. I only intended the stream to be about a 40-minute stream. It went for over an hour, of course, because I ramble, and Tenryo was gracious enough to join me in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. So, big shout out to Tenryo for joining me in the chat. We are going to end this stream here. I was just feeling, after watching all those videos, like I was fine all day because I didn't even know this happened. And I was watching, like, I was outside and I was doing chores and I was fine all day. I was cooking supper. Then I watched all this stuff and it hit me. I had to make a video. And then I felt I'm still feeling a little down right now. And I just didn't not want to be, honestly, the big thing. I didn't want to be alone with my thoughts. I didn't want to be alone right now. And that's the beauty of YouTube. That's the beauty of Discord. That you can go in, you can talk to people. You can, when you're feeling down, when you're feeling out, you can go into the internet in safe places, ladies and gentlemen. But you will always find a decent chat room like Discord or a decent platform like YouTube, and you will be able to just chat, just chill, for a little bit, get your feelings out there, and go back to even keel. So I was just feeling a little down because, as I said, after supper, I watched all these videos, got me really fucked up, and I just needed to go beyond the 15-minute video that I posted today. So, anyways, I appreciate all of you for jumping into the chat. Once again, this was just a Griever stream, so I didn't expect a huge turnout and everything, and that's totally fine. That's not what this was about. This is about me just being able to jump in here, talk to a few people in chat, and thank you once again very much for Tenryo for jumping into the Discord chat to share my anxieties with me. Like, comment, subscribe, yada yada yada. We will see you guys back here again for a more positive video, I'm quite sure, considering I know what's coming down the pipeline, because, well, it's my channel and I know what's coming. So there will be much better videos coming down on the weekend. We'll see you guys back here next time. Peace out. Drink responsibly. Later, everybody.